Welcome to the newsstand of the hottest new podcast, Opinions 2 Million, with your hosts, Big G, Money Mo, and Shawnee, where we'll be discussing the latest and greatest heat from the culture. Man, did you hear that beat drop? You ain't ready. Let's get straight into it. Opinions to reach 1 million followers, opinions to reach $1 million. New pod dropping every week. I officially welcome you to Opinions 2 Million podcast. Let the beat rock. Welcome. We're back for another one, man. Episode 35.
Yes, sir.
Man, J Mandy said back for another one when we thought it wouldn't be back. What we did.
Yes, man.
I'm dead.
I'm done.
Man, we got a lot to discuss today. It's been an eventful 2 weeks.
Sir.
We've been off. Man, let's run down these topics real quick, man. Quando Rondo just staying in the news, man. My man said he laying the flag down. He don't want no smoke, man. Bank of America is trying out a new strategy to give Black people zero down mortgages, man. That might change the game right there. Is it better to be an independent artist or to be signed to a label? And Mo's man, 600 Breezy ain't been right since Drake let him do that little interlude on the album. Yeah, I'm not gonna hide, man. My man going through all kind of stuff right now. And Jewel, man, I know everybody know Jewel. Jewel just had a settlement for $430-some million. And Jake Paul got another boxing match coming on. He's supposed to be fighting Anderson Silva. Man, we had a nice heavyweight showdown this past weekend. Man, Yee going crazy on Twitter. Yo said that you probably texted me this from the toilet right now. I was dying, yo. This man, Kanye got no chill.
No.
Yo said you probably texted me this.
Yeah.
Man, ATL district attorney says she ain't messing with y'all. She using, if you dumb enough to get on the track and rap about crimes you did, she gonna use it. Now she said she gonna use it. Man, the Queen of England just died, man. I don't know how to feel about this, man. I've seen a lot of Africans going crazy on the internet. They've been wilding. How much should your wedding cost? And then, man, there's only the first time since 1972 we got the next Black African American and the semifinals of the U.S. Open for tennis. So look out for him. Man, this Aries Spears, Tiffany Haddish show. Yo should have kept his mouth about Lizzo shut, man. That joint, they ready to tear this brother down. And the Breakfast Club, right. Angela Lee says she was leaving. I don't know. Did we already talk about that? I can't remember. Angela Lee says she was leaving the Breakfast Club. And last but not least, the GOAT, Serena Williams, has officially retired from tennis. So what's up, man? We got a lot to talk about. We're going to keep it moving, man. First up,
sir.
Quando Rondo, man. What's your thoughts? Quando Rondo, like we talked about last time, Quando Rondo had the situation happen where him and his homeboy got hit up and his homeboy died. And probably less than a week later, Quando Rondo came out with a big long post. I'm not even going to waste my time reading it. Essentially saying that y'all ain't have my back. And if that's how it's gonna roll, I might as well roll by myself. There's no benefit of being in the gang. So he said he laying the rag down. He's out, man. What's your thoughts on this whole situation?
Man, I don't blame him. Like, what's the point of being in this? It's like the niggas that you out here, because you know what I'm saying. You probably the niggas really getting the money out of everybody. What's the point of like having these niggas on your payroll? They're not even gonna do nothing for you. And your managers got killed. And ain't nobody riding for him?
Nah, but it's like, to me, it depends on how you think about it, right? Like, when I think about the blood and Crip stuff, I think about LA. I don't think about nothing outside of LA on the blood and Crip. You know what I'm saying? Rondo is supposedly a rolling 60 Crip, right? Which was Big U and Nip and all of them, right? But his set is out of Georgia, where he from, Savannah. You know what I'm saying? So if you out there and some smoking stuff happened to you while you out in LA and you ain't showing the hood no love, this is what I'm hearing on the internet streets, that they ain't rolling with him. And then that's how he's like, so how do you, I mean, I get it. I see it on both sides. And, you know, we ain't endorsing no gang culture, but it's like, if you ain't you put on for the hood when it was convenient for you, but, you know, all that stuff, is real political. You got to tap in. If you ain't check in, you on the internet saying you ain't checking in with people, and now that something happened and all of that situation. Now they said he just started messing with the LA Rolling 60s when the whole situation with Vaughn happened and stuff. Like it's a lot going on more than, you know, they not just riding for him. You know what I'm saying? It's like, nah, you can't come chill with us once you got all the smoke on your back. Right, we ain't ready to just hop in and be crash dummies for you when you really wasn't messing with us from the beginning, type stuff.
I mean, yeah, it's just like, what's the point of being in a gang, bro?
Right.
Like
I do feel like he couldn't. It's his choice. I ain't gonna lie about that one. Like, ready, but he got no consequences. Like, he seen how real it get between like people getting shot when that Vaughn situation happened. You know what I'm saying? He had people coming for him. I know that's a whole different situation, but he took the dissing route after that. So I don't know. He should have. Like I said, it's his choice at the end of the day, but he knows consequences gonna come with it.
Yeah, most definitely. And then it's like not even like having no real knowledge of the gang structure, but I don't think you can exit by posting an Instagram story.
Well, no, it's even like
it's blood in, blood out. You gotta get DP. You gotta. It is not like you gotta go to the. You gotta go to the homies and get DP. You can't just leave. So we'll see how it works out for him. So not only might he have OTF on him, but now he might have his own crew on him. So we're gonna see how this joint plays out and keep an eye on it, keep everything abreast. Then up next, Bank of America is trying out a new strategy where they're going to test out giving loans out to Black people for 0% down, right? So I think this is going to be a real game changer. From what I've seen, it's happening in a couple major cities right now, and they're just testing it out. What's your thoughts on it, Ken?
I feel like it got to be more to it, though. Like, it just because, like, why they doing that?
Because the banking system's been predatory towards.
So all of a sudden, you got to change the heart.
Yeah, I mean, now during the social, you know, the cancel culture and social wokeness and all of that.
They're not going to cancel Bank of America, bro.
It's in their best interest that they do it. And then probably like the interest rates might be higher. You got to understand that right now, the Fed has raised rates. Interest rates are up. So by them giving people 0% down, that's less money people have to put up. That means, you know what that means? They can afford a bit more house, right? And that little bit more house that they can afford comes with elevated interest rates. You see what I'm saying? So it's not just going to be we out here like Robin Hood type, robbing the rich, giving to the poor. I mean, this is something that's going to essentially help out Black people, but it's not like the bank is willy-nilly doing it out the goodness of their heart, right? Interest rates right now are at some of the all-time highs.
Yeah.
Right. And and everybody knows that there's a large demand of people that currently want to buy houses, but it's a couple things. You got down payments, you got interest rates being high, and then you just got the market is hot. There's so much demand right now to buy houses that as soon as things come available, they're getting a whole bunch of offers. And then not only are you competing with other people in your age range and things of that, you're competing against investment banks and things of that. They're buying houses literally sight unseen, all cash, 20% over asking price. You know what I'm saying? So we'll see how that helps out. I mean, there's a lot of stuff to consider. I mean,
what states are they doing?
From what I've seen, it was like the major cities, New York, California. Not California, New York, LA, Houston, and I think it was probably like 3 or 4 It was probably like 6 or 7 cities total that I seen.
So would you trust it, bro?
I mean, it's a loan type. Once you get the options, but it just depends on what you want, right? If you got the money, I mean, if you really want a house, you renting right now. That's one of the big things. I think even Pat talked about it on here, right? One of the big real things that's keeping people from moving up as far as from renters to homeowners is that if you make a average salary, say 50,000, and you paying, 1,200-1,300 a month in rent, where are you going to get that extra 20% down, say on a 300,000? I mean, the money down for like $10,000 to $15,000 down you need for a $300,000 house, right? You know what I'm saying? So like you might be able to scrape out an extra 200-300 a month, but now you got to get the 15, you got to get the 10 to 15,000 just for down payment, and then you got to make the monthly payment, right? So that big upfront chunk of change, is really going to break down the barriers for a lot of people. And then like the places they targeting are higher income places, right? So like, California, LA and New York and cities like that, like, you know what I'm saying? You're getting houses like $600,000-$700,000 for like a basic, normal type of house.
Right.
So we'll see.
I don't know. I don't know. It just seems, I don't know. I would do it, but I would definitely have to read everything into it, like, because like you said, like it's higher interest rates that come with it, and the interest rate sometimes that really be the killer for most people.
Yeah, but it depends on what the contract terms say. Like you can refinance, you can change your interest rate, and you know what I'm saying. If you ain't locked into it, like that the interest rate ain't nothing that's gonna kill you. You might pay some, but depending on the contract terms, you can refinance and you can change your interest, right? So we'll see how everything goes. I mean, it's something to look out for. Definitely will help a lot of people that are really trying to buy a house and get away from the renting or move out from the parents. So we'll see how everything plays out. Let's keep this joint moving, man. Man, there's a lot of talk going around on the internet. It's like, do I need to be signed, or should you do it the independent way? Should I take my talents, be my own producer, A&R, everything, man? Do you need the help of the industry nowadays? In this day and age, is the music industry really pushing the button on the artists, or do the artists get themselves hot on their own?
I mean, it's really beneficial both of them. Like, let's say you're not signed, you got more music control, you get all your royalties, all the money to it. It's just a lot more work. You're saying you gotta promote yourself, you gotta make your own, pay for studio time, do like everything you just said. But then if you sign, you don't gotta worry about none of that.
Mm-hmm.
But you also not really, I mean, you're making bread, but the company's making most of the bread, and they making it off you. And it's just like you don't really. I mean, you can control your music, but you really don't. Like all these artists are talking about, like my label won't let me drop this, or you know what I'm saying, they got a hold of projects and they don't want them, to drop it at the same time. Like that's, that can get on your nerves at some point.
Yeah, I think it's kind of like a trade-off. In the long run, I think independence the way, right? Because if you ask anybody, you make during your career, you make some money, but the real longevity is getting them royalty checks monthly, into perpetuity, right? So, 20, 30 years after you have your music career is over, right? And your streams, and you still getting those cash outs and you're getting that royalty check, right? On the industry, if you go with the industry side, you they'll be taking the majority of that, and sometimes they own the master. So you get like 1-2%. You get a small cut. I think I seen an interview with Presser recently where Presser said that he was making $50K a month off TuneCore, right? Because he was independent. He uploaded his music right to TuneCore, right? Which is acting like it's kind of like an online version of the label. And now he can distribute and collect his royalties right through that. So Presser said he was making $50K a month from his music off TuneCore. So
yeah, you hear me? I don't know.
Yeah, we can hear you now.
Yeah. Yeah. My joke messing up. Yeah, this is a big one. Cause I was like, my thing about it, if you're trying to get put on in the beginning and the opportunity does come up, you gotta take it. Like I know you could argue like a lot of people, like obviously like they get bigger after they sign a deal. They be like, oh, we should have went independent. But I feel like that label first off gets you to where it's gonna be.
But let me ask you this, Mo.
Like that Megan Stallion, she probably wouldn't have been big. She wouldn't have signed that first deal.
Let me ask you this. Do you really see that happening now? No, I don't see the label pushing buttons on people, yo. I see people like the current industry right now. I see people getting a buzz on their own, then the label hopping behind them and kind of like getting it on. I don't see the label like what we would call the industry plant, like from 0 to 100, the label's all the way behind this person, right? And then that's the first question. Then the second question, like a person like Drake, why does he need a label now?
Right, yeah. Right. That's true. I think it's about loyalty at that point. He just doing it because he's loyal to Lions. But look at this. But look at this, guys. Look at this. But look at this. YBS Scholar, if he got a deal right now with QC, should he take it? Or should he just go the independent route where he may know his career is probably
he should take it.
Be stagnant?
It depends on the circumstance. Like if you just like a regular local artist and your music really not getting out there like that, then the best route is to take the deal. But at the end of the day, them record labels are going to do you dirty.
Right.
Everybody know that, but it's just they get you out there. They get you the fame. So you might be living that life while you hot. But then what happens after you fall off? Who getting all the money that you just all the money off the music, the label?
And I just think right now, like the infrastructure, it's just so easy. Like you can make a song, literally put it on the internet, like in less than a day, like, and you already collecting revenue from it. And like I just don't think like marketing is like probably the biggest like aspect of it, right? Really, I think you could do it all yourself. Like I think Russ said that he was dropping a song every Friday. Like literally, there's nothing stopping you from putting the art out, and eventually it's going to catch on, right? If you believe in your art and everything like that. So, I mean, there's a lot to consider. Ultimately, I'm gonna have to go with the independent route, man. What about you? What's your ultimate decision? I see both sides.
Yeah, I definitely do independent, but it's going to be a lot of work. I feel like it's definitely easier now.
Right. Right. Yes, it's definitely I'm trying to think of more examples.
Why do
like
you
something like NBA? It's hard to go to the NBA. I mean the independence like success status though. I ain't gonna lie.
Who? They said Chance the Rapper was independent. There's like rumors saying
he was signed before.
Yeah, that's what they were saying.
Gary, like if I say Nipsey, Gary gonna try to attack me. He was like, yeah, he was signed. Blah blah blah. I don't want to hear it. It's like, no.
It's like
and then it becomes more nuanced, right? Because there's different types of signed where you can have a publishing deal and you're really not signed, right? You can have when I talk about sign, I'm talking about like 360 slave deals, but like you can have deals like with 21 Savage. 21 Savage owns all his masters. He has more of a what they call like a partnership type deal, right? So I mean, it's depending on how hot you are when you go to the label and things are the different things you can negotiate. But somebody like a YBS Scholar going to QC, he getting a 360, man.
Right. Yeah. Like I said, I think the biggest deal was they not understanding what they signed into. And
definitely. Like they're not reading that contract.
Right.
You know, like so all they gotta do is like you take them out, get some food, take them to a party or something like that, give them a chain, and they sign the contract.
What's the one joint? What's the one girl, Gorilla or something that?
Yeah, Glorilla. I say, yeah.
Yo, Jeezy gave her that chain and she was right in there signing her life away. I'm dead. We might have to come back to that joint, but we're gonna keep it moving, man. Mo man 600 breezy, man. Oh, 600. Oh, man. 600, man. 600 ain't been right.
I cannot believe this, man.
Since he had that little interlude on Drake album, yo.
And it's crazy because this situation Gary about to talk about, me and Gary probably, like, I've always knew how he was, but we, even when it first popped off, we already knew it was suspicious before.
Nah, people saying he killed her.
Yeah.
He got a lot of stuff going on right now. So he had an incident where his girlfriend died. They said she killed herself by jumping off a bridge.
Man.
Yeah. And then he was getting into a back and forth on social media with one of the girls' exes or something.
Yeah.
Was posting pictures of her shaking her butt or something. So they was going back and forth, and then he had another incident. Him and his baby mother is having like triplets or something, and he's saying they're not his.
He's saying even if it is his, he said, "F him." I'm like,
she trying to get $1 million to go on Murray and all. So it's like, man, 600 Breezy's going through it right now, man. And Drake ain't nowhere to be found, man. He said, "You got too much coonery going on for me, brother." What's your thoughts on the situation, man?
I don't know. Twitter really just been on his ass like the past like 2-3 days. Mm-hmm. Like they say he went from like a victim to like they saying that he killed her and something like that. And he like just stays the text, all that other shit. Because from what somebody said on Twitter, it was like her mom, like she was found in the house and she was dead. She wasn't on no bridge.
Oh, for real?
Yeah, that's what somebody on Twitter said. But, you know, it's Twitter, so.
You said the reports came out that she's actually on the bridge. She helped off.
No, I'm talking about like somebody on Twitter said like was trying to be like, yeah, I'm her cousin and.
Oh yeah, I seen that.
You know how that goes.
Like it said like her mom had did like a call in for a wellness check. And she was in the house and not on the bridge, and they said that 600 Breezy really killed the girl. And it stays the messages, and they like from months earlier.
Jeez, man. And like me and Gary know, he always been kind of cool. Like I always like his music. I think he a tough artist. Gary,
I never heard of him.
You never heard of
he tough. He tough.
No.
He's just corny.
Yeah,
people like all the drill artists don't really like mess with him because you can tell when somebody got like a corny vibe. Yeah, he's from like where LA Capone.
LA, Rondo. Cam don't know about Rondo.
Nigga that was beefing with that one nigga.
I was trying to explain it to him, man. I don't know
what or something like that.
I don't know what part of drill Cam caught, man. All he knows Chief.
You talk about that one with Charleston White.
The Charleston White. Yeah, he had an incident with Charleston White. We talked about. Wow, nah. 600 Breezy is.
That drill stuff just crazy. That's what we'll talk about that another one, like we said, how impactful that whole thing was. But the situation always been fishy to me because first of all, he didn't show the dates. Second of all, if it come out that she didn't actually die on the bridge, jumping off a bridge, he posted that way prematurely, which is crazy.
Yep.
And like I'm not even going I'm not trying to put this to like a color thing, don't say black, white. And stuff like that, but like jumping off a bridge for suicide is not really that common. Like I've seen it in the black community. That'd be like that's crazy. I mean, like I'm
especially if your whole boyfriend is a rapper. I know this nigga got a gun somewhere.
Right. Exactly. Or just pills or something. Yeah, you're not gonna jump off a bridge smacking the water.
So Mo, you saying we might have a Manti Teo situation here going on here? I was like,
hold on. She cried.
Like true crime shit.
The Manti Teo story was crazy, yo. That joint, they just released a Netflix special on that joint. Wow. Man, but We're gonna see. We're gonna see what happens. I know this story gonna unfold within the next couple weeks, man. Either 600 Breezy gonna be the ultimate victim, or he gonna come out looking crazy, man. But keeping it moving, man. Jewel, everybody know Jewel, man. Jewel took the world by storm. Jewel took the world by storm. The e-cigarette company, man. The e-cigarette company recently had a lawsuit and they lost it, and they have been ordered to pay out $438 million to 38 states over the marketing of their products to teenagers, man. $438 million. So we'll see. We'll look at it. We'll monitor this joint going forward and see what happens. But nah, that joint was crazy, man. I know y'all can hear about Jewel. That joint literally took over the high schools, middle schools. Everybody was doing.
No, on some real though, like actually, like the impact that they had like on teenagers really crazy. Like I went to school and literally had a girl like start like begging me to give her like her nicotine pin back because like she needed nicotine, bro. And like I was just like, bro, that's just sad. Like what are you doing? You're like 15. Why are you smoking a goddamn nicotine thing?
And then that joint was straight. Like it's different from the cigarettes because the cigarettes have a whole bunch of other stuff mixed up in, and that joint was straight flavor and nicotine. Man, them joints was super addictive. The kids was like selling the pods in the school, smoking. Then the device was so conspicuous; it looked like a little USB drive. So it was like, you know, you could take it anywhere, conceal it, you know. So go to the bathroom, hit. Like that joint really definitely had an impact. That's something they definitely going to have case studies and documentaries about in the future because that joint definitely like took over.
13, 14-year-olds addicted to nicotine.
Like they had all kind of memes and stuff like, "What happened to my jewel? You going crazy looking for the jewel? Can't find your charger?" All kind of stuff. Then once they started banning the flavors, man, they had all kind of Chinese knockoffs. People's getting sick, ordering pods from China, trying to refill pods. The whole joint was wild. I don't see how this helps. I'm gonna see what they're gonna do with the money. Wonder if any of the people are gonna get money, but we'll see. They've been ordered to pay $438 million in damages, man. Up next, man, Jake Paul's back in the story. He back out. He recently announced a new boxing match. His last one fell through with Tommy Fury. I know we had talked about that on here. It fell through with Tommy Fury because Tommy Fury couldn't get access into the United States. So Tommy Fury's dad is associated with whatever kind of mob or something, the KC mob or some kind of mob he's associated with in London. And I guess in the past he's done some kind of stuff in the United States. So they banned.
Isn't that Tyson Fury's brother?
Yeah, that's Tyson Fury's brother. Tommy Fury is the younger brother, right? And their dad is banned, and I guess by association they wouldn't let Tommy Fury into the United States. So that fight with Jake Paul got fell apart. So now Jake Paul is fighting Anderson Silva, which is well-known UFC fighter. And this is going to be very interesting because this is somebody that Dana White trolled Jake Paul about saying, "Oh, I bet you won't fight him. I bet you won't fight him. I bet you won't fight him. I bet you won't fight him." You know what I'm saying? That y'all the same size and all of this, even though he's older, but he said he's still in shape.
Hey, Jake Paul win his race. That's all I gotta say.
Nah, you really think so?
Yes.
Like he's really like a UFC like legend, like Hall of Famer type shit. Like if he lets that man win, like I don't know.
Man, I can't see them letting nobody win, yo. I can't see it, yo. I feel like the only reason he be fighting these people is like these people need a payday. You know what I'm saying?
Like you said, like UFC, they don't really make bread like that. If you get like one fight,
Right. So he probably and he
retire.
retired when the age really started booming. So he
Mhm.
probably got like I'm not trying to probably like 5 million. He probably got more than 5 million in the bank. But if he can make another, how much you think he can make out this fight? Anderson Silva. How much they gonna make out this fight in general?
How
Him,
much is
this joint gonna probably go crazy. He probably get, I would say like maybe 5 or 6 million.
Actually, yeah, you did make a point. So he get money off the fight in general. So I don't think it's gonna be stayed. Yeah. That's a tough one.
he made $5 million his whole like UFC career. He made 5-6 million in one fight. I mean, all you gotta do is take a hit and fall. Shit.
Right.
Nah, man, I think this is more personal. I don't think for me personally, I find it hard to believe that any professional fighter
You're right.
is going to take an L in the ring, you know, especially to somebody like Jake Paul, right? When you got
say
so
the same
much
thing about what's it, Woodley, Tyron
Yeah,
Woodley?
Tyron Woodley.
Yeah, I thought his ass was gonna knock his ass out.
Right. He did
You
get
gotta
that
understand
signal.
that boxing's a totally different
You're right.
skill set. You know what I'm saying?
I mean,
Yeah.
yeah, but you still have the hand skills, bro.
We're gonna see. This track gonna be interesting.
Like Gary was saying, it's like I feel like he trained long enough where he can compete. Like he got top notch training.
And then you acting like
It just always will sound crazy to us because how he was before he became a boxer, but he really talented. So
but you act like we talking about like Floyd or something like that. Like I'm not saying that he's not good at boxing, but like let's take the Conor McGregor and Floyd fight. Floyd was like that.
I mean, his brother fought Floyd. That joint was phony, but
right.
Jake Paul. I mean, Logan Paul fought Floyd.
Yeah.
This was like a year ago. You don't remember that? He said he
was
still ain't get paid for it. Floyd still ain't paying him.
He probably not going to.
He took the bag and ran off. But yeah, we're gonna see how the. I really wanted to see that Tommy Fury because they keep saying fight a real boxer. Tommy Fury is an up and coming boxer, so
that would have been crazy.
That would have been a good one, and
to be like, oh, like he's really good.
Mm-hmm. With all these other people, it's like good, but it's like always in the back of your head, you're gonna be like, was it rigged?
Right.
Was it rigged? Was it rigged? Personally, I don't think it's rigged.
And people saying he paid off Tommy Fury just for the hype. Paid him off just to kill the fight at like a fake injury.
Honestly, every fight that he do, I'm gonna think is rigged until he actually start like competing in like actual boxing, like WBC, like you know what I'm saying? The real shit.
Man, did y'all catch that heavyweight fight this past weekend though with Ortiz and Andy Ruiz? That joint was crazy. Yeah, that was a good one, man. I was wrong. I predicted. I thought Ortiz was going to pull it out, man.
Me too.
Nah, Ruiz was in there. My man came in there looking better, some better shape. Was moving around, hitting. He even dropped him a couple times early in the second round. He dropped him, and then next couple rounds after that, Ortiz really couldn't get his legs on. He went down a couple more times, but you know, he stood in there. He won a couple more rounds later on the fight, and eventually they gave it to Ruiz. But that joint was a good fight.
Yeah, it was good, and it's crazy because like just being heavyweights, just like that's why I never be like, oh, well, heavyweight got a weak chin or something like that because they can get hit by under heavyweight. It's like if they staying up after that, man. Luis Ortiz is like 42. He need to retire, man. He's one of the most technical fighters at the heavyweight position, but it's time to be home with family. So, like,
I mean, I feel like Andy Ruiz, I don't really watch boxing like that, but I watched a couple of his fights. I feel like he just really slept on,
yeah, he definitely is.
Like you look at Deontay Wilder, you look at Anthony Joshua, you look at him. You feel like you know who's gonna win. But I feel like he like that though.
Yeah.
Man, I know y'all had to see these Kanye tweets, man. What has Kanye been doing, man? This man Kanye out here calling out the gap in Adidas executives posting the creative directors pictures and saying all this stuff. How you gonna let them steal from me? Stealing. I mean, it's crazy because the shoes that they're putting out are kind of like,
They are.
almost exact copies of what
Right.
Kanye was doing. And it's like the ideas and like before Kanye was doing that, you ain't see no type of shoe,
Nothing.
anything in that type of realm. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
All they did is put a liner in that joint, a shoe liner, and change the shape a little bit.
Right.
That joint is crazy. So I mean, he been calling them out, going crazy, ranting. But I think one of the funniest things he said is that your tweet is saying that Kim has diarrhea a lot more than a normal person should have it, yo.
I said, yeah.
Then she texted him and said, "Can you stop putting our private information out?" And he responded saying, "You probably texted me this from the toilet right now." I was dying, yo. I was dying.
Yeah, that kills somebody like her view of image in the media.
You got diarrhea for the normal person.
I said, yo, but like Gary said, it's crazy. Like the idea is just too similar to you.
Now that would be interesting to see how it would be handled in the court. But like, I don't think you could literally like find anything else that you could like say that you made a concept off, but Kanye's stuff, man. Like, I don't think they like. I don't know. I don't know if they would be able to prove it.
Right, it's gonna be hard.
It's way too similar.
Right, people be really picking with Kanye, bro.
Mm-hmm.
Right.
I never leave this man alone.
The innovator.
Yep. And we're gonna keep this joint going on, man. Everybody was riled up last weekend, and a district attorney in Atlanta was saying that she had a new indictment coming out, man. She came out that day swinging. She said, "Y'all ain't doing no crime in my town." She said she don't care what y'all do in the surrounding towns, but in my town, ain't no crimes being committed, right? So she indicted some gang. I don't even know what the name of the gang was, but indicted them from a whole bunch of robberies and burglaries and things of that nature. And the same as YSL, man. They've been rapping, creating raps and using lyrics and things of that nature. So she made a bold statement. She said, if you're dumb enough to rap about the crimes you commit, I'm going to use it in the court of law to the fullest extent. I mean, we had conversations on it. I think the general consensus from us is like, I mean, we had the same kind of attitude. Like, if you're going to do it, like, you know what I'm saying? Nobody's persecuting Little Tecca for saying he had two twin gots turn into a dancer, because we all know he ain't really doing nothing like that. So, I mean, what's your thoughts, man? There's more to come. You think she's going to win these? You think this is a political statement? What y'all thinking, man?
I feel like it's definitely a political statement. You know what I'm saying? Because everything's political nowadays, but it's just like, I feel like what she's doing it's the right thing to do. But it's gonna be people who are against it because of who she's doing it to. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
like,
that's true.
You know, she gonna.
But should it be like, I get what you're saying, but I'm thinking it's only like that because of things that have crooked that have happened in the past. Like now it's like either you're doing the right thing or you're not. Should she be using the lyric? I think people that take the lyric argument are still doing a little too much, because it's not like they just taking lyrics. The lyrics they're using as like, I can't think of the word, but they're like secondary evidence. Like the lyric is not you still have to have somebody explaining or testifying to corroborate. It's not like you can just take a lyric and enter into evidence.
But like, maybe people should stop rapping about how they shot their man in the head.
All right.
Like, people like, it's so many other things to rap about, but you want to sit up here and rap about a crime that you just committed, and then put that song out on social media, YouTube, and then get mad when people like, "Oh shit, you shot somebody in the head. Let's lock you up."
Yeah, my thing about it, that district attorney, man, it's crazy how much she be showing her face. And of course they're gonna figure out who she is in general. I'm like, man, she must have security at home, all her family probably don't associate with her, nothing. I'm like, with the YSL, they said they've been taking out all types of people who've been
I don't
associated.
think people. I don't think they'd be bold enough to figure out this is attorney.
Yeah.
I think her showing her face is better than her not showing her face.
Oh, you talking about for like being safe?
Yeah, like she's
Yeah.
out in the open. You know what I'm saying? If somebody was to do something, they have to do it out in the open.
Yeah, I
Right,
mean,
right.
I think it's more political. I don't know if y'all know too much about Atlanta, but I was watching. I think I was when I was watching a little baby documentary. They explained it that back in 1996 when they had the Olympics there, they were doing some of the kind of same stuff where the police was going around rounding people up and trying to clean the city up. And I just found out recently that the World Cup is supposed to be coming to Atlanta. Right. So I think this is just some of the same tactics, right? Which kind of go back to what Cam was talking about earlier. Is like, yeah, she's doing the right thing, but is it really for the right cause, right? From once I found out, I'm really thinking that, and I did a little more research about what they did during the Olympics. They really kind of like segregated the city off to have like, the good side for the Olympics and kind of like all the hoods and projects and things,
Right.
kind of cleaned up real quick. So I think this is kind of another phase of that. The World Cup is big international competition coming to the ATL. So, you got to clean up. And then also, I think it's a good strategy as well, or I wouldn't say good, but tactical strategy is because if I'm not mistaken, the city of Atlanta is made up of multiple different counties, right? So if you go extremely, extremely hard on crime in your county, you would just force the people to the other counties, right? And y'all can be cool in your county. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Right.
So I mean, we'll see how it plays out.
That's
if
true.
She actually wins any of these cases, or what the longevity effects of it are.
Right. Yeah, that's definitely true.
The little baby B one, it was actually funny.
You see him in the media. He was trying to talk to.
Yeah. Oh yeah. What's her name? Like I don't know. I mean, we gotta have a real conversation about that, the reform and stuff. Like I don't know, man. I got real concerns about that. He was talking to Shirley Chisholm, or what's her name? I don't know.
Yeah.
Stacey Abrams. So I mean, we might have a conversation on that, man. But let's keep it, man. Y'all got any thoughts on Queen dying? The Queen passed away, man. Yeah, I'm indifferent. I mean, it don't make me no difference, man.
Yeah, I mean, we ain't British, so we don't be
chip Cheerio, fish and chips. But I did see you post something saying that they was going crazy on Twitter, man.
Yeah.
Bro, I ain't gonna lie.
It was.
They said African Twitter, Black Twitter, and Irish Twitter is going crazy right now.
No, the Queen did do a little colonization. You know anything about that Berlin conference they had and divided up all Africa and stuff like that. So I mean, we'll see what happens. I wonder if they're gonna get rid of the monarchy. They're gonna let it keep going on, or what's gonna happen in the UK.
I mean, but at this point, like they really don't have power.
Yeah, I mean, but they get
more
money.
Just like it's a simple thing.
Yeah,
they get money.
Like, I know, like all the thing worth as much. Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But the big thing too, like you said, it's crazy. Like it's dope to see like how in today's world, like she died in like 1990. Nobody would ever hear all the stuff she did. But now we got history recorded in every situation. So people like, nah.
Somebody on Twitter was like hell hasn't had a 5-star prospect like this since Hitler.
Yeah. People don't play no more. You can't get away with nothing. She died back in the day, but all in our history books. Like, oh, she was this, and she was like whatever it says, but it's a lot of dark history behind it.
Yeah, but can you imagine the things she seen? Like literally, we learn in history like the things that were going on. I remember like one thing. She was born in 1926, man. Like I remember learning about the Harlem Renaissance that was going. Like the fact that she was alive and think about things like that. the
Right.
Harlem Renaissance and all of
That
that
is
kind of
crazy,
stuff
bro.
is
World
like
Wars.
is wild. The world wars, all of that
Oh,
kind of
that's
stuff. So I mean, that's a life. I'm pretty sure that she'd be celebrated a lot in her country. But like you said, man, when you have a tyranny like that, it's gonna be a whole bunch of people hating on your downfall. So it's going to be interesting to see if they keep the monarch going or they're going to slowly phase it out.
right.
Yeah, so we're going to keep this joint, man. On the other hand, getting married. I seen some people arguing on the internet talking about how much should a wedding cost, saying that people thinking taking 40 and 50,000 and sinking it into a wedding just to come back from their honeymoon going into a $1,200 a month apartment.
That. Yeah, this is true, man. Like with us, we still got a wedding coming up. But I'm like, man, just hearing about it, bro.
How
like,
much is reasonable to spend on a wedding, man?
I feel like it
10 to
really
15.
depends on like what you want for real, bro. Like, I feel like the wedding don't gotta be too expensive. But, like,
And it's sad because it's always for the female.
Yeah.
Like, we don't care.
I can go down the club. But if you also gotta have like a nice reception, or have a honeymoon, that's hella bread.
That's too much. Like you said, it's just one night.
Right, but if you ready to drop 40,000 on a wedding, I
That's
feel like you
crazy.
can spend that money and go like on vacation for like a month.
Right. And come back and buy a new car.
Right.
So what are y'all
And pay it
saying is
all off.
acceptable? 5,000, 10, 15?
I say 5 to 15.
5
15
to
is kind of
15?
pushing it, but I say 5 to 15. And that's if you gotta really know it's the one.
I mean, I say
Hey, yo, whoa.
That's if you gotta know it's the one. So,
I think 10 is cool, yo. 10.
yeah, 10 is
where
cool.
that money going to though? Like,
Right. It'd be like open bars, like
yeah.
the food pantries. But they be
Venue,
overpriced.
like most venues already cost you like 3,000 for a venue.
Yeah, like we were looking at one for like probably 2024 for that much.
That's crazy.
But then, like you said, it's all for the women. As dudes, we don't care.
For real. Had that joint in the backyard somewhere.
Right.
Celebrate, dance, enjoy yourself, man. But let's keep this joint moving on. But yeah, that whole destination wedding or dropping a whole bunch of bread for one night, man. And especially nowadays when you got crazy divorce percentages and things like that. Man,
like, imagine dropping 50K on a wedding. Y'all get divorced in like 3 years.
Right. That's crazy.
Wow, you still be in debt. And then she take half your stuff.
Right.
Right.
You all sad paying off. I'm dead. Man, I didn't know y'all been keeping up with the US Open or nothing, but Serena got eliminated. We're gonna talk about that later, but there is on the men's side a man that's playing right now that goes to the University of Maryland named Francis Teofo or something like that. I don't know, I'm butchering the name, but he is the first Black American to make it in the US Open semifinals since 1972, man. So,
that's crazy.
Yeah, we cheering him on. He plays again tomorrow around 3:00. So we're gonna definitely tune in, watch him. Since that's crazy, man. Black American on the men's side. You really don't be thinking about men so much because Venus and Serena been dominating women's that much. But since 1972, that's crazy. There hasn't been a Black American in the semifinals on the men's side. So we definitely.
And this is what I was talking about to my friend too. Like he was like, because like with all sports like that Black people not really involved in, baseball, hockey. It's just like, I'm saying, growing up, I feel like it's kind of controlled in a way where they don't want us to take over certain sport. Because like, never in like a million years have we been offered to like, oh, let's go to a tennis thing. It's not in our type of culture. Let's buy hockey is expensive. But like,
tennis is expensive too. Like
it is.
You gotta rent it's some of those things is like the access. Like I think hockey probably is like one of the most expensive because even like in high school, like even though you have the team, like every player had to pay like $500 or $600 a season just to rent the ring for your practices.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
So I mean,
no, it's actually like a thing said like been going around with like how pretty much like black athletes have been like outpriced. I don't know how to say it, but like pretty much been bought out of certain sports like baseball.
That's true.
Like parents can afford like traveling baseball games.
mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? That's hella bread. And like baseball, like you say, tennis, you got to pay for lessons, court time. Hockey, like you said, you got to pay for the rings, probably skating lessons, all that other shit. Like it's certain sports where black athletes, you know what I'm saying, especially coming from like the inner city or the rural settings, wherever, you know what I'm saying? Like it's a lot easier to go pick up a football or pick up a basketball and then, you know, try to do all the rest of the stuff.
And like swimming, like I know at our high school we had a swimming team, but the swimming team practiced before school, like they would start swimming practice at like 5 a.m.
Right.
So I mean, there's a lot of stuff is like the access, like I know, like they got the community pools and stuff in the cities and things, but it's just like a lot of that stuff you don't have access to. So
community what they call open during the summer.
Mm-hmm. And quote unquote the white sports that we slowly matriculating into. Like golf is an expensive sport too.
Yeah, definitely.
Right. That's true. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure like it's sports like it's what you call white sports that like black people might have that natural ability to do it. But because they can't afford to really be part of the team, they had to take that natural ability and try to be part of, like I said, football, basketball.
Yeah, you gotta watch that natural ability, man. You start to sound like the people said black people got an extra leg muscle or something.
It's a natural ability, bro. I didn't think the fact that it's white folks, bro. I get it.
The black people got an extra leg muscle in their leg.
Everybody has a natural ability to do something. You got a natural ability to play golf. You can't afford golf.
The extra leg muscle.
That's why Tiger's so good.
I'm dead, man. I know, man. You had to go laughing into this next topic, man. Yeah, I know y'all had to see this Aries Spears. Yeah, Aries Spears, God, he ain't got this much publicity in his whole career, man. He did an interview. He did an interview and got an extra question like Lizzo, man, said Lizzo looked like the poop emoji. And ever since she said that, man, his career is going straight into the toilet. Man, they pulled up all kind of allegations on him.
Like they said, being a comedian will be impossible in the future, man.
Mm-hmm.
That joint was wild, man. Did y'all see this comedy sketch? Did y'all see the comedy sketch? What's your thoughts on it?
Right.
I don't know. I feel like
it wasn't nothing wrong with nothing.
No. Like go ahead, Kim.
It is a weird skit. But to sit here and be like, okay, these kids are traumatized and they ain't gonna like live a regular life and shit like that. It's just so niggas just want money, bro. Like this culture is like so soft. It's a comedy skit. It's not like because the way everybody was talking, like when it first came out, because I really haven't seen like the video, like the whole video. But the way everybody was talking when it came out, I'm thinking this shit was real. Like they was really having like they had like kids in the basement or something, grooming them for pedophile. That's what I was thinking. But then to come out, it's like, is this a comedy sketch?
Hey, bro, we better use that picture with him looking through that newspaper as a cover.
Oh yeah.
That's crazy. Wow.
Yeah.
Oh man, but yeah, like Cass, like Mo said, like. The skit, the skit was weird, man. I can't lie. I looked at the trick was suspicious. But the fact that, they didn't write it or direct it. All they did is participate. You assume that the kids' parents and stuff was there. Like, it was filmed in a professional setting and things of that nature. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Like, it was crazy, but I don't think what he did was like, he knew what was
in it. If you think about it, like, they got movies and stuff, like, where they do more and wilder stuff than that, man. So, like, the people bringing this all in the uproar and all kind of stuff, I mean, it's tied to the comments he made about Lizzo, but I mean, like Cam said, it's a money grab, man. You got to jump on the opportunity, right? While the iron's hot, you better strike, man. And they struck, and this is sticking. So,
Yep, that's true.
So we definitely gonna keep an eye on that, man. We're gonna see how that joint plays out. But I don't know if we talked about this one or not, but Angela Lee announced that she was leaving the Breakfast Club. It looked like she hit Charlemagne and DJ Envy with a blind side. From the episode I seen of the next day, it seemed like they ain't really know, but they tried to play it off like she told them or nothing. But man, she leaving. I think the Breakfast Club been dead for a minute anyway, so I mean, it really don't affect me, man.
Right.
What's your thoughts?
Oh man.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. It's like it was Charlemagne the reigning. It's really Charlemagne. I think Charlemagne was like, I can do more stuff outside of this.
Mm-hmm.
Radio was dying. She getting old. She probably feeling the same way. I don't think nobody gonna miss it. Like the biggest thing now is like podcasts.
Mm-hmm.
Like no, I can't remember. I used to watch Breakfast Club like on YouTube every time. Now it's like you get blads. You get blads, little clips. Yeah, everybody got clips now, so it's like showing little clips of each interview is way better.
Mm-hmm. Nah, the last GOAT, the one 6ix9ine probably had the last best. He went up. He always went up there and spun them, yo.
I told Gary he was gonna spin it. It's like,
I'm dead, but I think Umar got one coming up, man. Umar the GOAT.
Yeah.
Umar's videos, he be dying, he be killing me. But nah, man, I think we gotta have a conversation about Charlemagne on one topic too. Y'all like Charlemagne? Yeah, I don't like Charlemagne.
I like her.
Oh, he was arrogant for real, but
yeah,
that's how he make his money.
He uncancelable too. He got that status. I ain't gonna lie.
Man, he got some suspicious stuff went on at that house party, man. I'm trying to figure out.
Yeah, he do got a lot of suspicious stuff.
What's that girl's name? Jessica Reed or something like that. I'm trying to see what happened.
Bleaching his skin, all that.
And so he also bleaching the skin.
Yeah.
Man, let's go. What'd you say, Mel?
He definitely an entertainer.
He did. Man, we're gonna go ahead and hit this last subject, man. The GOAT, Serena Williams, played the last match of tennis this past week, man. She went out. I think she left in the 3rd round of the U.S. Open. A lot of people thought she can get out that first night, but she stayed in there 2 more matches, so that's great. Yeah. She definitely had a long career. You look at all her accolades. Her and Venus, like doubles, won like 14 trophies or something together, and I think she had like 23 plus individual titles and all kind of other accolades, man. You know what I'm saying? There's really nothing that you can say.
That's crazy.
Other than that, she was the GOAT of the tennis, man. And
the racing people happy because they'll probably never see another dominating athlete like her again.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely had a lot to go through, all this stuff about what you can wear, and you know what I'm saying, wearing
little cornrows with beads in it and stuff.
Yeah, so I mean, she definitely had a tough road. Tennis is running on kind of like uppity sports, right? So it ain't really, I don't know, much pushing of the envelope you can do. So they had to fight a lot going through the way. She definitely gonna be this, man. Y'all got any thoughts on it?
Man, nah, like Mo said, like it's probably gonna be a while before we see like another like dominant black athlete in tennis as far as like females.
What you mean? You got a lot now. You got Cordae's girlfriend.
Who?
Oh yeah, Sasha.
Yeah, and you got Coco Gauff. She's like 16. You don't know Coco Gauff? She beat Serena. She like 16-year-old black girl.
For real?
Yeah, she whooped Serena's butt.
Hopefully they get Serena's level.
And what's her name? Namasaki Osama or something?
Yeah, who claimed Japan before Haiti.
Yeah,
it's like
crazy. Umar pointed that out. That's why you gotta watch.
Yeah, I remember that.
Umar pointed that out, man.
Got that Red Hot Compton open.
Gary, right? I can't lie.
So, yeah,
and that is true.
They got a pipeline. Yeah, she started the pipeline.
Yeah. And that's true, though, man.
A pipeline is not like 2 people.
Nah, it's definitely more than that. Yeah. I'm just saying those are 2 that come up.
We need to take over tennis.
What do you mean? She was 1, now it's 2, then it'll be 4, then it'll be 8. That's a pipeline.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Now, Cam, what's Cam gonna say? It's like, nah.
Hey, before we close out, man, Nav album dropped tonight. Better than
my
Yeats.
goodness. Oh,
Football
my
on
goodness.
tonight.
I'm
Nav got a stronger hive to Yeat now. Gary know it.
I'm
Gary
dead,
can't
man.
stop the force.
We ain't endorsing that, man. YB dropped this week, man. YouTube, he outdoing everybody. Straight off the YouTube.
No
Man.
auto dirt coming soon.
Mo lucky that Nav and Academics fixed their relationship, yo. Ac had that man Nav.
Wait, you hear me, Ken?
Yeah, we can hear you. Yeah, I don't know.
But you hear me? My fault.
Yeah, we can hear you.
No auto dirt coming soon.
I'm dead. Man, with that being said, we out. Thanks for tuning in to Opinions to Million podcast. Please subscribe, like, comment, share. New episode dropping every week. You want to hop on the next one? Shoot us an email. Follow us on all social media at Opinions to Million. We out.